Hi and welcome guys, Castle Queenside here, and today I want to show you a really special game. In this game, White managed to block 3 of Black's pieces and he managed to win the game with only his king and his pawns. So Black had an advantage of almost a queen, judging by the computer, and White played it like it was a king and pawn endgame and he won the game. Truly an astonishing game, so what you saw from the thumbnail is true. This position is one of a kind, so I'm sure you will enjoy it. But before we go into the game, thank you for all of you who join my channel, who watch my videos, who subscribe, who comment, who like my videos. I truly appreciate it, and thank you for the 2,200 subs. I also wanted to share with you that I opened a donation page. It's completely optional. The videos will keep coming even if you don't donate, but if you wish to donate, you can do that from the link below. Top donors will be listed in my channel and in my videos. This was an online game and it was played between David Smerdon, who was playing with white pieces, he's an Australian grandmaster, and someone named UK Chess Bomber, so this was an online game, we don't know who that was, but this was his nickname. The game started with e4, e5, knight f3 and knight f6 for black. This is a Petrov defense. White has options in this position. He can take this pawn, he can play this knight to c3, or he can play d4, which was played in the game. E takes on d4, and e5 was played for white. Black knight is attacked and he's forced to go somewhere. Black decided to go on d5. The game continued with queen takes on d4, and right now again this black knight is attacked and black played c6 to protect this vulnerable knight. The game continued with c4, still pushing in the center, attacking this knight, and now knight goes on b4. And now already black is creating some threats on c2 field. He can give a check and he can fork white queen. That is the reason why white played knight a3. With this move he protects this big square, and black played queen a5. This is a good move for black because right now he equalizes the position and he even has a small advantage. The game continued with bishop d2 because you want to protect yourself from this dangerous spin of the queen, and right now black found an amazing idea, and that is queen takes on a3. He removes the defender of the c2 square. White is forced to take this queen, and now black continues with knight c2 check. The king has to move, and black knight now retakes white queen. Knight takes on d4, and now this pawn is hanging and black uses this and takes this pawn. In this position black has advantage because he's a pawn up. The game continued with knight f5. Right now Smerdon is creating a threat on g7 field, and black wants to protect his g7 pawn, so he castles here, a good move. The game continued with knight goes on d6. Idea for white is that if the black takes this, at least these two pawns will be connected, and if he doesn't take, then his pieces will be blocked and he will lack development. Also rook e8 is not a possibility since this knight is really strong and he takes a lot of space. That is the reason black decided to take this knight. He takes on d6, and now b6 was played. The idea for black in this position is to push c5 and open his bishop and open his knight. And now rook b1 was played for white, bishop b7 was played by black. And now idea for black is the same. He wants to push c5 and to open his white squared bishop. So the game continued with c5. White doesn't allow this to happen. Right now taking this is not an option because black bishop will fall. So the game continued with b5. Right now b5 was the best possibility for black because this pawn was hanging. He was attacked doubled by this pawn and by this rook, and it will fall if nothing was done by black. So that is the reason black played b5. And now a4 was played for white. Again attacking this pawn. Right now he's attacked by the bishop, by the rook and by this pawn, so he will fall. Again black is not able to take this pawn because black bishop will fall again. That is the reason in this position black played a6. This is not a good move because right now white found the best move he could possibly play, and that is a5. White's main idea is to block the development of black pieces, and as you can see from the position, these 3 pieces are really underdeveloped and things look really grim for black. The game continued with rook e8. White continued with bishop d3, developing the last of his pieces, and black played rook a7. There is nothing much black can do in this position. These 3 pieces are completely stuck in this corner. This rook is looking good, but he's the only piece that works for black at this moment. So white continued with rook e1, king f8, and now rook takes on e8 with a check, king takes on e8, and right now white finds another great move, which is bishop b4, completely blocking any chance of moving these black pieces from this corner here. And although black has a material advantage, white is rook and a bishop up. So the game continued with king f8. Black wants to trap this bishop if he decides to take this pawn. King d2 was played for white, and bishop c8 was played for black. Again, he's completely desperate. He can only move his pieces in this corner, this rook and this bishop, and maybe push his pawns, but there is nothing much he can do. He can only wait for white's moves. So white continues with a rook e1, and now black plays a rook b7. And now white decided to play with black a little bit and just show how hopeless his position is, and he played a rook e8 check. Black king is forced to take this rook, and now white decided to sacrifice his other piece as well. Bishop takes on h7. After g6, which was played, this bishop is trapped. White continues with king e3, black plays king f8, pretty much the only idea to capture this white squared bishop. Bishop takes on g6, f takes on g6, and at this moment black is a rook and a piece up. And believe it or not, computer evaluates this position as black has an advantage of 1 queen. So computer only counts material. He thinks that this position is won for black, but it's not. It's completely lost for black, even though black has a huge material advantage. So the game continued with king goes on f4 and king f7, trying to protect this pawn. King goes on e5. And now rook a7 was played for black. Again, there is no idea behind this move, just to move some piece and wait for the white's moves. White continued with h4, and g5 was played for black, and h5 was played for white. But even if white decided to take this pawn, we will go back a little bit. So after g5, even if h takes on g5 was played, then the game would continue with king g6, f4 for white, rook b7 with no particular idea, f5 for white check, king takes on g5, bishop d2 check, king h5, and g4 check. After this move, if the king takes, this pawn is unstoppable and he will continue and promote to a queen, and black will be checkmated. So this idea doesn't work for black as well. However, white didn't want to risk it at all, and he played h5, after which game continued with king g7, g4 was played for white, rook b7, again in a lack of a better move. Game continued with king f5, black king decided to go on h7, king takes on g5, king g7 for black, and now h6 was played for white. The king goes on h7, king h5 for white, rook a7, again nothing else to do here. G5 was played for white, bishop goes on b7, f4 was played for white, bishop a8, f5 was played for white, rook b7, white continues his advantage, f6 was played, and now rook b6 was played for black in a desperate attempt to at least try and do something. But of course, even if white took this rook, there is nothing that black can do and try and counterattack this position. So the game continued with f7 for white, black played bishop b7, g6 was played for white, king goes on h8, and right now this bishop goes on c3 and checkmates the black king. So this is the end of this crazy game. I'm so glad that black didn't decide to resign until the end, just to have this beautiful game until the end. As you saw, truly an amazing game, unique one. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. There will be more videos in the future. Thank you so much for all of your support, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye bye.